Sometimes, the simping for Chad in this community gets way out of hand. While edits are one thing, thanking other men for sleeping around and rejecting women afterwards is crazy. Look at those guys praising the TikTok creator for supposedly teaching women a lesson. Just like simping for OnlyFans models is blue pill degeneracy, this is red pill degeneracy. I understand why men are like that though. Instinctively, everyone knows that men who get women are on the top of our hierarchy. It's also a form of male in-group maxing. It's like supporting your team in a very retarded kind of way. However, just because I understand men doesn't mean I have to like each and everything that they are doing. It's the same with women, they have their hierarchy, just like we do. You can't measure men and women by the same standards. Women also have different ways to cope within their hierarchy, some of which are admirable, while others are degenerated. I often claim that every girl can get sex with a guy within 30 minutes at any given moment in her life. You can see this for yourself by downloading a dating app like Tinder or Bumble and creating a fake profile. This highlights the significant difference between male and female experiences. However, if I were gay, I could also have sex within 30 minutes. If I downloaded Grindr, I would find success very quickly. Having men wanting to sleep with you isn't a measure of your worth. Men are attracted to anyone and anything. Due to YouTube community guidelines, I respect all women. However, there are some women I respect even harder. These are women who don't have to try hard and yet still attract men. For example, if I'm on a date with a girl who tells me she likes playing video games, I think to myself, oh no. It's already over for you. You're not a Stacy. I am exaggerating, of course. Nobody would reject his date because she is trying to appeal to the male gaze, but there is a correlation between needing to make gaze max and being a Becky. On some level, you know why girls say that they like video games when they want to impress you. You wouldn't expect them to be professional gamers, it's just a nice way to show traits that are liked by men. I support that, of course, but I think most guys see through it. A real Stacy, however, wouldn't need to male gaze max. A real Stacy could create a TikTok about not finding a parking spot in New York City, and 400 men would comment, I don't deserve to breathe the same air as you. It's similar to models and porn stars. Models are real Stacys, and adult movie stars have to male gaze max because, well, nobody would pay to see them in clothes, right? Of course, I personally enjoy it when girls LARP as right-wing fanatics, but objectively speaking, it's a Becky trait. If we forget that we're guys for a moment and try to be completely objective, a real Stacy wouldn't even know about most male issues. She would simply do whatever she likes and still be considered perfect. In a strange way, I don't blame ugly women for being a pick-me because their genes aren't good enough that they could get away without it. They will still life-mog their male counterparts, but they won't life-mog Stacy. I've often noticed this in school and even at work. Really pretty girls usually don't know nerdy things. Of course not. Why would Stacy watch some weird ice guy anime where the main protagonist unexpectedly becomes a Giga Chad in a parallel universe? Stacy is already the main protagonist. You don't need escapism if you're already living the dream. LARPing as right-wing or gamer girls is the version of male gaze maxing I think we should be in favor of. The worst version of male gaze maxing is slut or porn maxing. I think intuitively, men know that it's low value when a girl dresses slutty, but they often struggle to conceptualize it. The right approach would be to see it for what it is. You can't compete with Stacy, so you need to humiliate yourself. If you kept your clothes on, Stacy would win. If a girl could get the same amount of attention being dressed as she does being nude, almost no girl would do OnlyFans. Claiming that it's empowering is just a lie. You won't see Lena Ludwig begging for donations from Indian men online. It's clearly low-class behavior. It's like a guy being an NPC streamer. That's like male prostitution. You're exchanging dignity for money. It's not aesthetic or admirable. Nobody wants their son to be an NPC streamer, and nobody wants their daughter to be a hooker. This is why I think it needs to be censored. In my ideal state, those things would be banned and stigmatized. It's just like being a racist in today's society. There's no objective morality after which discrimination is wrong or right, but I get called evil for being racist anyway. It's a question of values that the people in power enforce upon the masses. Rather than arguing with the Bible, which is laughable, we need to authoritarian max. No intelligent person believes in God in 2025. It's too obvious that most inkwells only believe in God because they want to wife max. Most inkwells don't live by the rules of the Bible. I think arguing with the Bible is soy and dishonest. People see right through it. Just as arguing within the morals of the boomer truth. Look at all those red pill podcasters who say, when you're 30, no man will want you. You'll end up being an old cat lady. That's cope. There will always be guys who simp for her. We can see former adult movie stars marrying and having children. Women are objectively winning. That's why the number of subscribers of women doing OnlyFans always increases after Red Pill podcast. They don't face any real negative consequences. My approach would be this: everyone instinctively knows that being a sex worker is bad. Nobody wants this for their children. We will ban this degeneracy. If you have a problem with it, you have to overthrow the government and enforce your morals. Men have become cucked. We pay for third world migrants and go along with all kinds of Marxist degeneracy. Even conservative men are cucked. They try to convince women who are smarter and more educated that they have to believe in God. Women are laughing at you if you deny evolution. We need to get into power and then dictate what we want. We don't want our daughters to be drug addicts or sex workers, and we also don't want the citizens of our country to be on drugs and sexualize themselves publicly. Instinctively, everyone already knows that we are right. I don't think this is men against women. It's decent people against degenerated people. I don't deny that every girl has an infinite number of simps waiting. It's completely nonsensical to try to convince women that they should live a traditional lifestyle in today's society. Why would they do that? You also don't need God to know that OnlyFans is bad. Everyone knows that. The only reason we have it is because the people in power enforce their moral framework on us, in which being sexist or racist is bad and being degenerated is good. It's truly disheartening. Even a figure like Donald Trump could be considered a fat degenerate if we're being honest. If we had better leaders in power, we would have a prosperous nation in no time. Some people might relocate if they don't have permanent access to online pornography, but I don't think those would be missed. The issue with the red pill advocates is that they always want to appeal to all men. This is a recurring theme online. Content creators strive to please their entire audience. Never discriminate, or you could miss out on potential donations from Indians or whatever group. This is dishonest behavior. If you're German, I like you more, obviously. If you're religious, I don't respect your beliefs. Pleasing everyone doesn't work. Even in a perfect society, many men will remain single. It's impossible for all men to be happy. You can't overcome genetic reality. Many men won't reproduce, and many men shouldn't reproduce. Saying that all women are trash and all men are righteous is dishonest. Even within the red pill community, many men just suck. Have you ever been in a Discord voice call when a female joined and noticed how some men try to get her into a one-on-one call? Oh, Becky, I really need to tell you something in private. That's like the online equivalent of let's get out here. It's too loud on the dance floor if you're in a club. But it comes across as incredibly ridiculous online. There is no male brotherhood. It's ridiculous to think that other men will care about your reproduction. Then there are men that are just complete autists. I have experienced this 2 times on Discord. Just recently, one Russian guy on Discord told me that he was traveling to Berlin to search for an e-celebrity. He thought if he met her in real life she might like him and they could start a relationship. He didn't have enough money to travel back, and that's why he was homeless for a few days before someone bought him a ticket back to his hometown. This is pure insanity, of course. How could anyone believe stalking an e-celebrity is a good idea? However, another case was even worse. This guy traveled to Paris because he wanted to be scouted by a model agency. He thought if he waited outside the fashion week, sooner or later someone would approach him. He was a 6 out of 10. Those are dangerous levels of autism. These people are not functioning, and of course they won't reproduce.